You're listening to The Growl from DHS Radio, and I'm Mrs. Martin of the Health Science Department.
I'm Mr. Hawkins, and you're listening to The Growl.
The Growl is Dunnellon High School's internet radio station. It is a product of a grant program that I applied for in order to incentivize my intensive reading students. In fact, not only my intensive reading students, but all of the intensive reading students here at DHS.
This is Dominic from D-Town Sports. We put that D in domination. I'm here with our man, Maverick. He plays for the varsity Dunnellon football team. We're here to talk about Player of the Week.
About 5 or 6 years ago, I was looking for a way to try and combat the I hate to read thing that most high school students, particularly those who are struggling readers in intensive reading, have as a mindset. You know, the kids with advanced technology as part of their upbringing are not necessarily exposed to reading the way people of my generation were. We read a lot. When we try and take kids, particularly my kids who are seniors, who are facing this big graduation hump that the state requires in order for them to pass a reading assessment in order to get their diploma, we have to, in the last year of school, in their senior year of school, come up with some way to motivate them to say, look, this is really, really important. You guys need to focus on this to the point where you have got to improve those reading skills sufficiently enough so that you pass one of these assessments so that you can graduate. How do we then take the communication skills that I have and blend them into some sort of area of academics and come up with a program that says there is a solution to this problem and it's based in something that the kids might actually want to do. And if we say, okay, in order to do this, in order to get involved in something that is becoming more popular and more popular and more popular, that is being run by your peers, I'm just a teacher advisor. I know how to push the buttons and make the sounds and teach them how to work the editing program and so forth. They're coming up with the ideas for the programming, for the student-produced programming. In order to do that, how do you get in this door? How do you come into the Growl studio and become a member of this family? Well, the way you do that is to show your reading teacher, regardless of which reading teacher you have here at DHS, that your skills have improved to the point where they say, you know what, you've done such a great job, I think you should go see Mr. Karras and audition for the Growl. We call it Reading for Radio, and that's what the actual academic program is called. And then we have a complete set of lesson plans for the teachers to follow. Vocationally, it's interesting because the state also has this digital audio technician program as a vocational unit. And all of the future possibilities that these kids have, once they start to grasp these skills, what they're doing is they're getting involved and they are exceeding not only my expectations, but they are exceeding their own expectations. They're coming in here and they're walking out with a product that is far, far above what any of us thought that they could do. I mean, I am astounded by some of the stuff that these kids are coming up with, and they come back and they go into reading class and suddenly they become the stars of the reading class because they're involved with the Growl. And people are starting to say, wow, so you did this and now you're doing that and your reading scores are improving and your grades are improving, and they can't wait for the next opportunity to take that assessment that will get them the reading requirement that they need to get the diploma so that they can graduate high school. It's been a dream come true, and we're only in the second semester of operation.
Thank you so much for being here and talking to us. Hopefully we'll see you more this year on Player of the Week. Keep going out there getting them wins for D-Town. All right, thank you.
Anybody in the world with an internet connection can tune into the Growl. The TuneIn radio app has become one of the most popular radio apps there is. You can go to tunein.com, search for the Growl, it pops up, that cute little logo appears on your computer screen, click on it and you're listening to this. Anywhere in the world. And
24 hours a day, 7 days a week. DHS Radio is here for you. Now, back to more music on the Growl.
Yeah, no mama, you looking good. I said you wanna play. Remember, Wednesday, December 6th is no longer an early release day. It's a full day for students, the third early release day converted to a full day to make up for time lost because of Hurricane Irma. November 15th was National Education Support Professionals Day, the perfect day for the Public Education Foundation to travel around surprising this year's 5 finalists for District School-Related Employee of the Year. Ruby Cox, a paraprofessional at Reddick Collier, has some big footsteps to follow in. 2 years ago, Abel Garcia was not only Reddick Collier's and Marion County's Employee of the Year, he earned the honor for the entire state. Jansen Piner, custodian at SPAR, was lured to the media center thinking he needed to clean up a spill, but instead was surprised live on the school's morning show.
You all knew he was awesome. Now everybody will know how awesome he is.
Surprising kindergarten para Janie Gonzalez at Hammett Bowen was extra special for the superintendent since they've known each other before.
You have a special connection with her, right?
Yes, sir. She was my first semester professor at CF. You're awesome.
What was it like being her student?
It was tough.
When the surprise caravan has to cover 85 miles and make 5 stops in one day, it's a little bit tough scheduling. You don't always catch people working. Dunnellon Elementary para Susan Cunningham was eating lunch when we showed up.
Hi. This means right. Oh, wow.
The final stop was at Howard Middle, where the principal had to creatively stall guidance clerk Yoshiana Johnson from leaving for a doctor's appointment until the caravan could arrive to surprise her.
That's why you had to delay everything.
The winner will be announced this Friday at a luncheon to honor all the school-related employees of the year.
A win-win is how we would describe Isaac Sloan's employment with Marion County Public Schools.
It was a Saturday, and actually it was a week before school started, so I was sitting here at work on a Saturday, and the district office, Mr. John Curley gave me a call and said, listen, I'm at the mall, I just met a great guy, I want to hook him up with you. So I got Mr. Sloan's number and we set up an interview, and immediately during the interview I could tell that Mr. Sloan had the energy, had the passion that we're looking for here at Bellevue Middle School to teach students, and he was a great hire, and I'm excited to have Mr. Sloan here at Bellevue Middle.
I had been considering or thinking about possibly exploring a career in education for sometimes several months, about 6 months, after reading about the need in the county for qualified educators. Being at the beginning of my career in accounting, I had heard about the need, I started thinking about it, planted the seed, and then I happened to just read about this job fair that they were having down at the mall. Thought I'd go check it out, talk with a few of the administrators, and kind of get a feel for some of their thoughts on my background and what they were looking for a teacher.
Coming from the outside, they don't know what to expect, so instantly you can tell that I saw the energy, but then he also said, hey, I know I have a big learning curve, but I'm willing to learn it. So everything that you want a person who is being introduced to a new field to say, I understand I have a learning curve, or what documents can I start reading right now? And all those things kind of trigger up, this guy wants to learn, he's coachable, he has all the elements that can make a great teacher. And so after our first interview, you know, he just started grabbing documents and wanted to meet with teachers. Like, is there any veteran teachers I can talk to know what to expect on the first day of school and the second day of school? And so the more conversation we had, the more excited I started to get for him, saying this guy is going to be really great, because he's starting to reach out, and you know, all we've done is the interview process, you know, not to mention the new hire sessions and everything he has to go through. He's fired up right now, and so I was able to give him a textbook. Took his textbook home and started reading it. So I knew I had the right guy.
It was a consideration that I had been thinking about for about 6 months, and here I am today. I love education. I come from a family of educators. I have a passion for math. I know how to communicate to individuals the importance of math. I know the importance of math, and I knew that I could teach this subject with confidence, which is why I was considering possibly, again, exploring a career in education.
And so ever since then, we made the right hire, and I'm glad to have Mrs. Sloan here at Bellevue Middle School.